Good evening and welcome to Ripon High School, the Tigers Den for boys high school basketball here tonight on a cold February evening. It's rivalry night here tonight as the Ripon Tigers will be hosting the Berlin Indians. And in addition to that, it is also a mental health awareness night here up at the high school. So in the pregame, you'll see both teams wearing the lavender, the color of mental health awareness. They are wearing both of the T-shirts for warm-ups here this evening. I guess easy for you to say. Anyway, the Ripon Tigers 2-16 overall. They are 0-7 in the East Central Conference against the Berlin Indians, 10-5 overall, and they are 3-3 in the East Central Conference. With Marty Ernzer, I'm Lynn Krause, and we're glad to have you along here tonight as you listen at youtube.com/Ripon Channel. So anyway, Marty, big rivalry game here tonight. The Tigers have running into some bad times here the last couple of games, losing to Oshkosh West a little more than a week ago, and then last Friday to Kettle Moraine Lutheran. But we're back again in conference action tonight against these Indians here in town.
Yeah, and Coach Bradley, in his first year, they're still in search of their first victory in conference. And doesn't get any easier, but we had this same situation going in a week ago with the Ripon High School girls taking on the Berlin Indian girls.
Right, yes.
Yeah, Ripon has a couple of wins, the girls, but it was tough sledding in the conference. And that was definitely a major upset. And to do it against your arch rival. So to think that it can't be done, well, Ripon Tiger girls showed us last week that's not right.
Well, in an earlier contest at Berlin, this goes way back to Friday, December 13th.
Yes.
Ripon lost by 28 at Berlin by a score of 91-63. That was quite an offensive output by the Indians. They average about 66 points a game, and the Tigers average 53 points a game. And also, Berlin led in scoring. Surprisingly enough, another Bartle. This is Aaron Bartle. He does about little of everything, about 19 points a game. He's got 9 rebounds a game and half a dozen assists a game. So
years ago,
he's pretty good.
Years ago, they were talking about, hey, of all the Bartle boys, the last one might be the most talented, the one we're going to see tonight. And you look at him, he's averaging just south of 20 points a game on the season. Hayden Reddington, the junior, is averaging 17 for Berlin, and Carter Hess is in the double digits as well. So what a balanced attack that is. And then you got Reddington and Bartle with just about 10 rebounds a game apiece. So they got it all, right? I mean, they got the hard rebounding and they got the spread out offense. In their last contest where they buried Adams Friendship last week, they made 17 threes.
Oh my gosh.
In that game. They won that game 80-43.
Right.
So, they got it going. We talked about Ripon and KML last game. So, they got the work cut out for them. And I did have a chance to talk to head coach Andy Bradley. And we reviewed the previous game with KML. And then we talked about tonight's contest being a rivalry game and what the Ripon Tiger girls did. And what does he have to do with his players if they're going to upset Berlin tonight, a 500 ball club? What do you got to do against the Indians?
Yeah, the Indians have won their last 3. They won at Kewaskum. They defeated Wyowega Fremont. And as Marty just mentioned, defeated Adams Friendship. So let's take a moment now as Coach Bradley was kind enough to sit down with Marty earlier, and let's take a listen to that interview.
Hey, we're in the second half of the boys junior varsity basketball game. The arch rival Berlin Indians come to the Tiger Den here in Ripon. And I'm here with Coach Andy Bradley. the head coach of the Ripon Tigers. Coach, once again, thank you for coming.
Thanks
I always
for
love it.
Again.
We have a blast doing this. I never write down the questions. We just kind of shoot from the hip. I always like to review the previous game.
Yep.
It was a tale of two halves, literally.
Yeah.
I almost thought watching that, Coach, that they came out at us. We were kind of like, whoa. We weren't ready to take that first punch on the chin, on our heels. And then you come out the second half, and it was like I used the term, some of these guys had a can of spinach. and you saw what happened in the second half.
Yeah. So the first half, I think what happened is we got frustrated. We had some open looks, and we couldn't make a shot to save our lives. And then we had a couple silly turnovers in there. But I think we were just frustrated. I came out, talked to him at halftime, and said, hey, first half's over. I get it. We didn't shoot good, but let's come out in the second half. The shots are going to start falling, guys. You just keep shooting. We're getting great looks, and in the second half, we started making some shots.
And everything else, all the other parts of the game also, I'm just recollection. I mean, the rebounding, the aggressiveness, the defense, everything, creating turnovers that we didn't see in the first half. So anyway, you write that off as a young team, and okay, we'll file that one and get ready for next week. Next week is here. It's a rival game. I don't know how the generation today, Coach, looks at Berlin the way that I did when I was way before your time and then during your time. What are your observations?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we still want it. So, I mean, it's still there. I mean, it's still good competition.
I mean, like my wife would say to the girls from the time they could open up their own candy wrapper, walking around watching their brother play sports, was like, never lose to Berlin. And, we still jokingly get together for the holidays and talk about that. Let's talk about Berlin not wanting to lose to them. They come in tonight. And they got a record overall of 10-5. They're a 500 ball club, I think, on the year. They average 66 points. You guys average about a dozen points less than that. Talk to me about if you're going to have a chance to do what the girls did last week in terms of an upset over your rival, what has to happen?
We got to rebound. So we lost to them 91-63 over there.
Okay.
And they out-rebounded us by 20 rebounds.
Okay.
So if we don't box out and rebound, it could get ugly in a hurry because they got some big kids. So we got to limit them to one shot and then push the tempo because they don't like to play defense and they don't like to run. So if we can, tire them out hopefully and get some good looks. Okay.
So I see where we average 25 a game rebounds. They average 34 a game. So your point is well taken. You want to do the one and done.
Yeah.
In that second half, again in that last game, what I noticed also. You're a big guy. You're senior. You're 6'5" guy. You talk about locate the opposite color jersey and get a body on them. For once, I was seeing that. Too many times kids are just looking, go to the ball.
Trying to jump,
And they don't, and it doesn't go well. They end up under the cylinder without the ball.
Yeah, and that's not going to work against their height. They got 6'5". They got 6'3".
I'm telling you,
coming off the bench. So we got to get body on body.
I'm telling you, it's the Fox River. That's what it is, Coach.
It's our water.
So we'll start bringing in some water jugs off the river and see what happens.
Sounds good.
Best of luck to you tonight.
Thank
Looking forward to it.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thanks again.
My pleasure.
Incredible support from both the Berlin and Ripon communities. And also a big thank you to all of our event partners this evening who are here sharing important information and resources. If you have not yet, please make sure that you head out into the Commons area to check that out. And then finally, a special thank you to the RHS State Pupil Services team, the Ripon High School Athletic Department, Ripon High School Project Grow, and Gabriel's Wings Foundation for all of your planning and organizing that went into this evening. And of course, happy School Counselors Week to our Berlin and Ripon school counselors. Thank you all for coming and enjoy your evening. Good luck, boys.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome everyone to Ripon High School, where tonight's match with the Berlin Indians taking on your Ripon Tigers.
All right, we are back at Ripon High School, and we want to thank Coach Bradley and Marty for that interview before our pregame interview here tonight. And we'll discuss a little more about the Mental Health Awareness Night that is taking place here. And right now, Sam Erickson has the Ripon High School pep band ready to roll, as we'll be honoring America with our national anthem. We'll also have the starting lineups coming up as well, but let's pause now for the anthem. And we thank Sam and the high school band for the national anthem tonight. Marty, rival schools getting together not only to play basketball, but also getting together for Mental Health Awareness Night, and proceeds from the donations that have come through the 50-50 raffle and all sorts of raffle items out in the lobby tonight to provide mental health resources to both Berlin and Ripon high school students and staff. It'll be split 50-50, so not only rivals on the court, but also getting together for a worthy cause.
Well, I'll tell you, and that is a worthy cause, but what I find most surprising and interesting is that these two schools are sharing. That hasn't happened since 1977.
Yeah, I'll bet.
And that was I believe it was a tab at a local establishment where they had to share it for libations. So that's it. It's 1977. So stick that in your little memory bank.
All right. Well, that is interesting information there. But nonetheless, it's good to have these two teams together tonight for a rivalry basketball game and for a worthy cause. Starters, Berlin Indians again 10-5 overall, 3-3 in the conference. We have Blake Matoxen, a junior, Carter Hess, a junior, Aaron Bartle, a senior, Hayden Reddington, a junior, James Paskey, the junior. For the Ripon Tigers, they're going to have Blake Bradley, who is a freshman, Adam Mink, who is a senior. Tyler Brewer gets the start tonight. He is a sophomore. Logan Polash, the junior, and also Caden Coots, who is a junior. Tip goes to Berlin, and they'll have the first offensive possession. Hayden Reddington was out on top, and Tigers look to be in a man-to-man defense.
Yeah.
And Berlin making a drive to the basket,
Nice
blocked
block
by Mink. It was Bartle who got it blocked. The ball ends up on the outside for a three by Reddington, no good. And the Tigers come away with a defensive stand.
Good start. Polash, particularly with a nice wall up in the lane, I felt had a lot to do with that lack of success by the visitors.
And we're going to have a foul on Adam
Probably
Mink. Illegal screen, it
Wasn't
appears.
watching.
Yeah.
Who knows what it was?
But that's his first team. And the Berlin Indians will get the ball for their second.
One of the keys
offensive
tonight,
possession.
Ripon cannot wait to the second half to come out playing with intensity. They got to do it out of the gate.
Well, the first thing they stopped was a three from the left corner, which has been deadly for the Tigers' opponents this season. Nice move, turnaround, Carter Hess for two.
Right over the top of the defender. Yeah, I mean they stopped that short jump shot and then the three. Yeah, let's see what they do. It's all about intensity for Ripon. Can they come out right away?
All right, so here's Tyler Brewer with it. Here's a three left side by Bradley, no good. And the rebound comes out of there to Matoxen.
Interesting Brewer with the start tonight. I think that might have something to do with intensity.
Reddington was underneath, but got rid of it. And trying to make a drive was Bartle. He does go up, though, after he lost the ball in the lane and puts it up and in.
Caden Coots with the shoulder tackle there, going down the lane, no call.
All right, so now we have Coots with it. Ripon looking for their first points tonight. Brewer with a nice move around the lane. He's going to go up with the left hand. He drew the foul.
You know, someone's got to give him a fob to get into the weight room, Brewer. But I'll tell you, he makes up for what he doesn't have in size with just good fundamentals, strong with the ball. That's something I always talk about, and a mentality of attacking.
You know, we talked about this, I think, the last 3-4 games, how he has developed
that's why
with more confidence.
That's why I brought it up.
Yeah.
You had mentioned that down the stretch, basically where he played a pretty good second half against the Wildcats of Oshkosh West. And I think maybe he's playing himself. Don't know. I didn't ask the help situation. But, yeah, he's earned it. I think you're right.
All right, so Tyler Brewer makes 2 of 2 at the free throw line to put the Tigers down 4-2. But Hayden Reddington to the basket on the left side to put him up 6-2.
Too easy. You got to challenge that entry pass better. And then it was just too easy.
There's Polash now to Coots into the left side. The Indians are in man-to-man. There's Polash.
Yeah,
he's going to go over to Brewer to the right side.
Yeah, Polash has a tough matchup because he's got Bartle, the senior, on him. And you can see Bartle's size. Bartle's the quarterback of the football team.
There's a 3 that's no good.
Look at that outlet.
But cheating was Carter Hess, and he lays it up and in. Plus, he drew a foul.
And then a silly foul by the freshman.
So Blake Bradley's going to get called for the foul, his first team second after the made basket by Carter Hess.
Mental mistake by Ripon. And, the backcourt, who's ever going in, who's ever down low by the baseline, the other guard has to make sure you're back for the bust out. And that's why you always got to do that.
And it looks like
a
sub in is going to be Carson Kaiser. And Bradley's going to have a seat. And I don't think the coach is too happy with it.
Well, you get beat first of all, and then you compound the issue with the foul. So
here's Logan Polash, Mink underneath. He's going to do a turnaround, shot up, and good.
To get that.
But he drew the foul. Good job, Adam Mink. A good, strong move to the basket. And the foul's on Hayden Reddington, the junior. That's his second personal already, Marty.
Well, he averages 17 a game, too, and he's also the leading rebounder.
And now he's in a little bit of foul trouble. And Adam makes the first. So all the Tiger points have come from the free throw line. And Adam will get one more.
Yeah, great figures. I don't have a 24 for Berlin on my
I don't need it. Did he come in?
We'll assume it's Daniel Dunbar from the JV game. He's a junior. We'll give him that, right?
All right. Anyway, second one's no good. So here comes Bartle. He's driving right to the basket, lays it up, no good. But Mink got called for a foul on the floor.
It's just too easy. Bartle's such a good athlete. Said in pregame that he might be the best all-around of the Bartle brothers coming through the years through Berlin High School. He's the starting quarterback, and then you can see what he can do here in basketball.
Well, it's a tough break for Ripon. That Mink goes out. Devin Donovan comes in. Donovan, a good defensive player, though doesn't have the height that Mink has.
Ripon already is at a disadvantage for height, but Donovan has the ability to kind of upset the opposing offense, get them rattled sometimes.
Into the lane, and then a 3 out front. No good.
Good.
And there's Donovan as the rebound.
Because he boxed out, did a great job on Paskey.
And there's a pass that was saved from going out of bounds by Berlin. And it gets to Bartle on the wing right side. He's going to back in, goes out to the top, and then over to the right side to Metoxen. And here we just talked about Bartle. Fadeaway, no good.
Do you give
offensive rebound and a foul.
You cannot give the offensive player that position.
He got the ball amongst 2 Tigers, and the foul goes on Devin Donovan, his first, 4th team. And this will be 2 free throws for Carter Hess.
Donovan might have had him clean, but the point is you're playing defense from behind. You're playing behind him. And a lot of refs will just say, you know what?
It's automatic.
You got out positioned. It's the same philosophy when you get defensive guys reaching on the ball, even though maybe it's all ball. They just don't like it.
Carter Hess has had himself a good 4 minutes in the first half with 6 points and a 10-3 Berlin lead over Ripon. Here we go with Kaiser with it to Polash. He's going to try and make a move, but it goes back out to Coots.
I would look for Polash to hunt his shot, too, because especially with Bradley out.
There's Brewer for a 3 right wing. Oh, in and out.
Yeah,
and Paskey the rebound. So Bartle brings it up for the Indians. Over to Metoxen on the left. Hess now making a move right to the basket, laid it right up and in.
Why, for Ripon, Caden Coots was there for the help defense, and then he pulled away and gave him the free lane to the basket.
Well, then it's compounded by a Ripon traveling call. So that's another turnover. And Blake Bradley will come in for Ripon, as well as Carter Kissinger.
I don't understand. Coots came over, rotated on the help defense on that penetration drive by Berlin, and then he just pulled off of the guy. I don't understand.
Well, Dunbar had it. Goes into the left corner. That's Bart, a long pass, and it wasn't very good, but saved by Bulin.
Well, I didn't know if his foot was in bounds.
Taken by Kaiser to Donovan, who drew a foul. Yeah, I don't think so either.
No, he was out of bounds. Yeah. Anyway, it works out for Ripon. Can they get some points here? Stop the clock. Trailing 12-3 early on. Ripon's had a few good looks on threes. Speaking of threes, 17 threes Berlin had against Adams Friendship in their last game, beating them easily, almost doubling them up, 80-43. Donovan makes that first one.
I think they only have attempted one here in the first half so far.
Well, Brewer missed and Bradley missed on threes for Ripon.
Yeah. Well, Devin Donovan got 2 at the free throw line to make the score 12-5.
So Ripon they're outsized here, but they can do it with good fundamental boxing out. One and done. Like Coach Bradley said in the pregame, you can't give them offensive rebounds. There you go.
Nice steal there by Carson Kaiser from a pass down by Paskey into Donovan, but he was a little too far under the basket. And now a steal by Blake Bradley. And he's going to float one up, no good. The rebound by Paskey again. Over to Dunbar, but good hustle by Logan Polash. Oh, but he saved it. And it was taken to Dunbar, to Paskey for 2.
Yeah, you're better off just letting
it go out of bounds.
Yep.
You know what they always say, don't save the ball underneath your opponent's basket.
That's right.
So here's Blake Bradley. Over to the right side by Kaiser. Good hustle, though. And now a shot up by Kissinger, no good. Donovan, the offensive board, though. Now making the move is Kaiser. Does a turnaround, goes around again, and gets it to Polash.
Boy, do they need a basket.
Yeah, 12 minutes. The Tigers' points all from free throws here at 14-5.
And they're creating pretty good offensively opportunities. They just can't convert those opportunities.
There's Bradley with a missed 3. Rebound to Paskey. To Bartle to Hess.
Points in the first half of their last game for Ripon as they almost grazed the rim.
That's no good by Dunbar. And Ripon's going to take a timeout. 11 minutes and 36 seconds remain in the first half. It's the Indians 14 and the Tigers 5. And Marty, the Tigers need a basket. They only have free throws.
Their half-court offense looks fine. They're working. They're getting good shots. They're getting the ball down low, getting to the free throw line that way. And then I look at Brewer and I look at Bradley. They've had good looks for threes, and they're just not falling. And that's basketball. Defensively, there's been way too easy of dribble drive by Berlin, where it's just the help defense isn't to be found, and it's too easy to beat your defensive man off the first dribble. So they got to tighten up, close the driving lane, and I like what they're doing on offense. So let's see what happens. Their disadvantage to me is they're just a little thinner, not as muscular and bigger as Berlin.
Tyler Brewer's back in the game for the Tigers, and he will bring the ball up for Ripon.
Ripon goes on a 5-0 run. They're right back in it.
Here's Coots to Bradley. And here's Brewer. Going over now to Coots. Goes in the lane. Jump shot. No good. Oh. Donovan, the offensive rebound, and he was fouled.
There you go. Their big guy, Parker,
Paskey, yeah. His first, team's fourth. Ripon will inbound underneath their basket left side.
Got to have a Paskey in Berlin.
Kissinger way out on top to Brewer, who will run it down in the backcourt.
Smart pass by Kissinger.
Here we go to Kissinger again. There's Brewer faking a 3, backs up, goes now to Coots. Kissinger, Coots, and Brewer on the left. Bradley another 3. This time he got it. Blake Bradley.
Hit him in the hands. Didn't have to reach for it or bend down for it. Catch and shoot. Nice pass.
Makes it 14-8. Here's a three by Berlin. No good. And Bradley gets the rebound. Maybe the Tigers are going to go on a little run here.
Bradley, second leading rebounder for Ripon.
Here's Kissinger with the ball over to Coots. Going to back it in. Almost had it knocked away. Was able to retain it. Goes to Brewer at the free throw line in the lane. He traveled. Yep.
Yeah. What do they call it?
I think they called it travel. Oh,
yeah,
oh no.
Yeah, that's why I asked, because it looked like he gave the sign for a reach.
Well, one official called a travel, and then this other official called the foul.
Yep.
So the foul's on Ryder Bulin, number 5, his first, team's 5th, and Ripon will inbound. So a little break for the Tigers there.
Big break, especially if they can get points here.
Driving in the lane is Kissinger.
Oh, way short.
Just a little short off the front of the rim.
Good take.
Here comes Hess the other way. Going to stop. Go to Bartle. Bartle goes way outside, left side. Dunlap, 3, good.
That's what they do well. Had 17 in their last game. Berlin averages about 8 threes per contest.
I said Dunlap, I meant Dunbar. There's a long 3 by Bradley, way short. Rebound out of there to Hess. To Bulin, one-on-one. He lays it up and in. No, the basket is good. However, no basket, foul before the shot, which was a bit of an iffy call. And that's unfortunate. Blake Bradley's second personal.
Don't you know you drop your first 3 in there and now you're sitting with 2.
Well, Bradley tried to get out of the way.
Down 9.
So
Ripon is.
What a nice move by Bartle. Block!
What a block.
Adam Mink, nice job.
You know, not only do you have the height with Bartle, he ate some Rawlings there.
Yeah, he
but
did.
His long arms as well.
All right.
They're going to call the hold.
Yeah.
That's the young man that came in, Dunbar, that came in for his, was it Reddington that got in foul trouble?
Yeah.
Second personal foul. Reddington, 21 back on the court for Berlin.
So his second personal and 6th team. And Ripon will inbound way out on top to Logan Polash, who jumped up to get it.
For the most part, Ripon's doing really good.
There's a 3, no good by Coots. Foul, getting position, and it looks like they're going to get Adam Mink again.
Well, he doesn't understand. You can't. He must be. I didn't watch it.
I didn't see that either.
I'm going to assume he's using hands, arms, whatever. You can't do that. You got to. That's why you got to use your legs to get position. So now he's sitting with 3. We're not going to see him for a long while.
Yeah, not till the second half. It's 3rd, team 6th. All right. This is going to be Bartle in the lane. Left-hand shot, no good. He almost got his own rebound, but the ball was knocked away by Caden Coots to the Indians.
It's a shame because his teammate would have had the rebound. I love the way watching Donovan going against a much bigger opponent. He ain't backing down.
Here goes Bartle to the hoop, lays it up off glass, no good.
That's I'd call it on Coots.
And we're going to get a foul on Ripon, which will result in 2 free throws.
They're just getting there late.
And you got it, his first, team 7th.
You know, and you can see, they should be able to see that, what's happening on that play, and beat him to the spot. And maybe you get the call going the other way.
Free throws rattled home by Aaron Bartle. Gets one more. James Paskey comes back in, and Carter Hess goes out.
Look at all those white shoes on Berlin. All right, coach laid it down.
Yeah, no.
Or the team leaders said, "Hey guys, we're not. This isn't a fashion show. This is business. Let's go. You're all getting the same color sneakers. I like it."
Here's Kissinger with the ball for the Tigers.
Old school attitude.
Posting up was Donovan. Back to Kissinger. Brewer on the corner. Going to back up, take a 3 on the wing. No. And rebound Bartle.
Stop ball.
Bartle's taking it down all the way to the basket. Lays it up, no good. Donovan got the board.
Donovan plays so much bigger than he is, the sophomore.
Here's Coots, the Brewer to Polash.
Polash is the guy that I like to see heat up.
Now Brewer with it. Goes left side to Coots. Polash. And Kissinger. That's a long 3 by Polash. No good. Rebound out of there by Reddington.
Boy, he did sky on that one.
Didn't he, though? Yeah. Over to Dunbar to Reddington. Here is Metoxen with it. And Reddington is trying to get position.
Donovan, well, if you've been watching that is a battle. And Donovan can frustrate you. And that's what he's doing.
And Reddington got his third personal, so he'll be sitting for the rest of the half.
And Donovan's doing it smart. He's using his body and his feet to outposition his offensive opponent, frustrating him. And then he used his hand to try to reposition.
Each team with 7 team fouls, so
hey, it's a rivalry game, man.
Yeah, next fouls will be bonus for both schools.
Bradley's back out there for Ripon. Oh,
there's a pass to trying to get it to Donovan, but was knocked away.
Yeah.
So Berlin steals it away. Here's Dunbar. There's a 3 left side, no good air ball. And Bradley lets it go out of bounds, and it'll be Tigers basketball with 7:48 remaining in the first half.
Nobody told Berlin that where Coach Bradley is standing, that corner.
Yeah, that's the hot corner.
That's the hot corner all season for the visiting teams on deep threes.
All right. Here's Coots with it. In the lane, Bradley, but
that pass was never there.
It's a held ball, but the Tigers retain possession.
That was an afterthought to even execute that pass. Brett Favre and Mahomes would not have attempted that pass.
Kissinger in, Coots out. And Kissinger will inbound the ball underneath the basket left side. And they go way out on top to Polash again. Here's Bradley to Polash. I'd kind of like to see Polash get a little drive in there to the lane to see if he can draw a foul.
There's a nice cut and pass.
That was.
But
to Kissinger. Donovan kept the play alive.
Get it out of there.
Second shot, no good. Donovan got the rebound, but his pass was a little off.
That's the part where Donovan, the sophomore, has to improve next season. He is not the offensive player that they need, but if he works on this game, he's got 2 more years after this because we see what he does on the other end of the court.
So Berlin moving the ball. Good defense there by Brewer to Metoxen.
Yeah, Ripon extending their defense. And you have to kind of with that 3-point shooting.
Paskey had posted up, and his height gets 2 off the glass.
Yeah, Polash hesitated on the weak side, had to get there a step sooner.
All right, so it's 21-8, Berlin. And here's Bradley. Polash, little turnaround. Nice shot. He was in the right spot on the overload. And Logan gets his first points of the night. Here's Bartle now, directing traffic.
Good defense.
Tried to back in, but his pass was off the glass. And Ripon's ball.
Excellent defense. Bartle trying to do too much.
And so Ripon will get the inbound with Blake Bradley.
That was great anticipation on the weak side by Ripon to frustrate Bartle against that baseline, force him into that error.
There's 3 by Bradley, short, and it's out of there. Who's got it? Bartle does.
Donovan gave us a chance on that tip.
Here's Hess with the ball now, driving in the lane, goes back to Metoxen and makes a move. Left corner, Paskey.
I really like the man-to-man defense Ripon is putting up there in the perimeter.
Hess posted up, missed the shot, and Donovan got the rebound. It was knocked out of bounds, but still Ripon ball.
Someone's got to work with Donovan. When you get that rebound, you do not bring it down to your waist, especially with your back to the opponents. It's chin up. You hold the ball up by your chin. He reaches in then. You could be shooting free throws.
Here's Brewer over to Kissinger. Polash and Kissinger. Bradley left side, drives baseline, little floater, no good. And the rebound out of there by Carter Hess, the junior.
Bradley has struggled his last few games in the first half of these contests.
Here's Metoxen, he's going left side.
You know, this game is still pretty close.
Gets it back from Bulin. There's Bartle. Bulin, wing 3, no good. Another air ball, and it goes out of bounds.
Is it the lighting over there, you think? Because that's where the last air ball came from.
Neither team has shot very well with the threes. Ripon only has 1. Berlin has 1. But it remains 21-10 Indians. 5 minutes to go.
Coach Bradley has the perimeter defense playing pretty darn good basketball for the Tigers.
Looks like Berlin switched to a zone now. There's Polash with a jumper, no good. Bradley the rebound in the lane, goes to the basket, up and good.
That is a tough move. We've seen him do that before. You think he's going to come down with the ball, and that's how he beats the defense.
Here's Bulin with it for the Indians. Goes over here to Bartle. Hess with a long three, no good. Bradley the rebound.
One and done. That's what Ripon has to have.
Over here to Kaiser, left side Polash with it. And there's Tyler Brewer, back to Polash. Going to dribble around to Bradley, Polash again.
He'll shoot that.
There's a wing three, no, it's off. Rebound out of there to Bulin, to Berlin. Quickly to
elbow
Bartle, it's going to be
underneath.
one-on-one, and Bartle easily lays it up and in.
Bradley had to back off with his foul situation.
So Ripon now the other way. In the lane, little bounce pass, and way out to Polash for three, and it's good. Saved the ball from going out of bounds.
It's just an 8-point game.
And Polash got the three. It was a good job there by Coots to save it from going out.
Steal.
Now a steal by Polash. He gets it over to Kaiser. Back to Polash, laid it up and in. What a nice play, good teamwork.
Full timeout, Berlin.
And that comes with 3 minutes and 27 seconds remaining in the first half. It's Indians 23, Tigers 17. And the Tigers on a nice little run here.
Berlin only averages 11 turnovers a game. Ripon averages 19 turnovers a game. But you wouldn't know that from watching this, the way Ripon is handling the ball on their offense. And to the contrary, I can think of 3 Ripon steals off the top of my head. Also, the 3-ball has not hurt Ripon here so far. A team that has a penchant for making 8 per game.
I can't believe they had 17.
And 17 in the last game,
yeah,
where they won 80-43 over the Green Devils of Adams Friendship, an opponent that will all be playing in the new conference next year. So that's what they had in the last game. Bartle in that game against Adams Friendship was 9 of 12 from the floor, 4 of 5 on threes, finished with 24 points. And Carter Hess had 17 points on 5 of 7 on threes. So that's why we're seeing Hess. He's been loading up the 3-ball as well. And Reddington was 6 of 11 from the floor for 16 in that last game. We know Berlin lost that game to KML, the last game we did on the boys. Just in the first half, it was over. Yeah.
Nice run for the Tigers. Let's see if they can continue on with strong D and good offense. Here's Bartle, who posted up, but a nice little right-handed hook for 2.
That was set play. Got a back screen along the baseline, and it was over. Nice move.
Now making the move to Donovan inside was Kaiser. He brings it back out. Polash 3, no good. And the rebound is run down by Dunbar.
They got what they wanted. Had a great look with Polash, who had just made his previous 3. You don't leave your feet on that closeout.
Now Bartle got it from Metaxen. Hess right corner. No good. Oh, the rebound out of there nicely by Paskey. Those long arms.
Yep. Good job by Paskey.
Now Bartle again with a Berlin second chance. Paskey to Hess. Dunbar making the move is Bartle at the free throw line. No good. Another offensive rebound by Hess, but it was knocked away and picked up by Donovan.
Donovan with the block and then the recovery.
To Bradley for a floating basket. Good! He works hard on those floaters, and he got another one.
Yeah, he must have heard me say that he's been struggling the last few games scoring in the first half of these contests. Well, he's turning it on right now.
There's Metaxen with it. Almost stolen away by Kaiser.
And it is.
And Donovan picked it up, and a timeout by the Tigers.
Bradley bailed him out. Coach Bradley didn't want to get a tie-up because possession would have been with Berlin on the change of possession. Ripon playing some really inspired ball is the best way to describe it right now. They're doing it on the defensive end. We talked about it after Ripon took the first timeout in the first half. I love the way they are playing the perimeter, making those entry passes very difficult because Berlin obviously with their advantage on the height and the thickness of their players, they've been pounding it down low, hurting Ripon, particularly early on in the game with those easy drives to the glass.
And and these kids know, Marty, they made a few baskets. They get a little confidence. That also shows up on the defensive end.
It gets contagious.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's the defense that sets the table for the O and vice versa. But right now, you got to be pleased with the way your guys are playing right now if you're the Ripon coaching staff.
Down 25-19, but they have the ball, the Ripon Tigers. All right, Kaiser over to Polash. Back to Kaiser again. He's going to drive baseline. We'll send it out to Polash. Oh,
you can't be telegraphing that.
Tried to get it to Donovan, but
stolen
it
back.
was stolen back by
Ripon
Kaiser
ball.
and then knocked out of bounds by Paskey.
I'll tell you, nice job by Kaiser, right?
Yeah, good hustle.
I mean, Carson Kaiser, great job. Stick-to-itiveness on that defense after they threw it away, Ripon. Got it right back.
So Blake Bradley will have it for Ripon. Over now to Kaiser.
I'm digging that 70s haircut by Carter Hess there, the junior. Digging that.
Three, top of the key, no good. Hard off the rim, run down by Hess. One-on-one, he takes it to the basket.
Nice block.
And they're going to call a foul on Polash.
Boy.
Looked clean to me.
Yeah, that was nice. Sometimes, you drive into the defense and it's close. You blow the whistle.
Yeah, I don't know. Could have been a jump ball, really.
And that's what they do.
Anyway, Carter Hess gets 2 free throws. He's had a good first half, but misses that free throw. He has 8 points in the half.
He's an all-around good player. Rebounding, he does everything pretty well. You can see that in his game.
Yeah, just a junior.
4 juniors start this year for Berlin. They'll all be back next year. If they're starting as juniors, I would think they'll be starting as seniors.
Hess,
this should be a pretty good Berlin team next year.
Hess makes the next one.
Oh, missed that back door.
Here's Bradley. Polash was there now. A pass stolen away by Bartle. He saved it from going out of bounds. Picked up by Paskey to Dunbar. Back to Bartle. There's a 3 right side corner, no good. And the rebound to Kaiser.
So after the turnover by Ripon, no harm.
And now a blocking foul. So Polash will get to the line.
Yeah, and that foul's on Bartle.
That'll be his first.
No, second? Everything I'm doing is from memory. That's obviously a bad memory.
No, that's his first foul. Yeah. He'll go to the line to shoot 1 plus 1 if made, the bonus. Blake Bradley goes out and Carter Kissinger enters the game.
Good move. You don't want anybody in foul trouble picking up another one.
And way to go, Logan. He made the free throw, gets another.
It's a 2-possession game now. And Ripon got up to a slow start. As you said, their first 5 points were free throws for the Tigers.
That's short. Rebound, Bartle almost stolen by
That's what
Donovan.
You want from Donovan.
He's sneaky.
But he needs to work on his offense. He's going to have to he's got to get comfortable with the ball in his hands.
Dunbar, left corner.
Good close out there.
Toxin, Hess, Paskey.
Good job by Kaiser. Not going to give up that cheap 3 in the corner. Good denial. Good denial by this Ripon team. Now they're working for the last shot too, evidently.
Bartle has it, 17 seconds. Makes a move into the lane. Goes left corner for 3, Matoxin.
Nice shot.
He got it.
Nice shot with the guy closing in his face.
5 seconds remaining less now. Here's Kissinger running 3 off glass, no good. And that will end the half. So it was Blake Matoxin in that deadly left corner. He makes the 3. And that puts the Berlin Indians ahead by 9 here at the half with the score of the Berlin Indians 29 and the Ripon Tigers 20. Let's run down the scoring. Again for Berlin, 29 points. Blake Matoxin 3. Carter Hess has 9. Aaron Bartle with 8. Hayden Reddington 2. James Paskey 4. Adam Dunbar 3. Ripon Tigers have 20. Tyler Brewer 2. Devin Donovan 2. Blake Bradley 7. Logan Polash 8. Adam Mink 1. That's your scoring.
Yeah, hey, it's single-digit deficit for Ripon. There's been too many games this year where the game has already been decided by half, where Ripon's on the short end. they're in this game. They're whether it's because they're just playing better basketball, because of I just think they came out with a lot more energy. They're playing like where they played that second half against Kettle Moraine Lutheran, played them even. They're just continuing with that. I think they're understanding, hey, guys, we have the capability. Why do we have to sit here and metaphorically get punched in the chin and get up off the ground and then start playing basketball? So it's good. It's a great game for us to call, and it's fun. I mean, and Ripon isn't scoring particularly well, right? So, yeah.
Well, that last three did hurt, though. Something about that darn left corner.
Yeah.
It's automatic.
Yeah, we talked about it. Like I said, it's gotten to the point, and it's both boys and girls games. It doesn't matter who the visiting team is. I mean, I know you can make it from there now. No doubt. I know our cameraman, Patrick Cronin, can do it, too.
Been a while since I attempted one, but anyway. All right, do we have some numbers? Do you want to take a little break and come back?
We'll come back after the break.
All right. So that's what we'll do. Marty's got some numbers for us, always good information. So we will take a break. You are listening, of course, to Ripon High School boys basketball here on the Ripon channel. And we thank you for joining us. Our score at the half, Indians 29, Tigers 20. And we'll be back after this break. All right, welcome back to Ripon High School on this rivalry night as the Ripon Tigers are playing the Berlin Indians. Berlin besting Ripon right now at the half with the score Berlin 29 and Ripon 20. It's a special night here, mental health awareness night. A lot of kids on the floor shooting baskets, having a good time.
Actually, they're leaving, but
they were.
But there were. I'm teasing you.
And both schools combining to make mental health awareness a priority. And so it's good to see. And again, glad to have you on the Ripon channel. I'm Lynn Krause with Marty Ernzer here at halftime. And Marty, we always enjoy your numbers that you have for us.
Well,
what'd you put together for
thanks
tonight?
Thanks for that, Lynn. Well, I'm going to be very vanilla to start with. Let's talk conference standings. We didn't do that. Plymouth is now atop with Waupun in conference at 6-1 apiece. That's because last Friday night Plymouth went into Waupun and beat them 54-52, a low-scoring game by their standards. When you go into the numbers, I think the difference of the game, Plymouth was 21 of 23 from the free throw line, 91%, won the game by 2. So that now is shared with 2 teams. KML, of course, is 5-2. Berlin 3-3. Kewaskum 1 game below 500. Winneconne with 1 conference win. Ripon still in search of their first conference win. Could that be tonight? Let's go into the world of, hey, how many young men in the state of Wisconsin coming out of those high schools of over 500 school districts are playing Division I basketball around the country? Well, just under 100, around 95 as of November of this year. Let me give you some of the names. Yeah. Con Knippel, the freshman, is at Duke. The 6'7" kid is from Wisconsin Lutheran. A sophomore at Iowa State, Milan Momolosevic, is 6'8". He's out of Pewaukee. I think they were at state last year. And there's a junior, Seth Trumbull, the 6'3" guard. He is from a North Carolina Tar Heel from Menominee Falls. Saturday against Northwestern, the Badgers, Max Kleschmidt, the senior, 6'4", out of Neenah High School, had 11 points. But the big story was Carter Gilmore, the 6'7" forward out of Hartford, Wisconsin for the Badgers. Career game, 15 points. They were down 6, had a 12-point swing, won going away at Northwestern, won by 6. And then I looked, and to your disappointment, there are no Wisconsin players on the roster for Notre Dame in basketball.
No, just football.
Now, what's interesting, let's talk about Notre Dame a little bit, their basketball program. They're struggling away from home. They're playing good ball at home. They're just 2-9 away from the house. And in fact, but even at home, they did lose to powerhouse Elon University this year. And then powerhouses like Hofstra, Delaware, Maine, and even Gardner-Webb got the best of them this year. So what they do with that funny thing called the football, they're struggling this year a little bit. Digger Phelps is somewhere going, come on, guys, come on.
Well, he lives in South Bend, so he probably gets to most of the games, I'm guessing.
Yeah, he was, what a colorful guy he was as the head coach for Notre Dame in basketball.
Oh, yeah.
Always enjoyed him.
Yeah.
We'll talk as we go along in the second half. I'll talk a little bit about our next game, where we're going to be, and where Berlin will be playing their next game as well. So, yeah, that's what we got going here. Also, so coming into the contest, we talked about it earlier, Bartle, Reddington, and Hess for Berlin averaged 19, 17, and 11 points respectively. Reddington leads the team on about 11 boards, rebounds per game. Bartle with 9. Bartle, though, 5.6 ratio on his assist, assists per game. That's pretty impressive. Leading scorer and second rebounder leading, and that's a big number, 5.6. Hayden Reddington, 3.4. For Ripon, Blake Bradley, Adam Menk, and Logan Polash average 18, 9, and 6 points, respectively. Menk about 8 rebounds. Bradley with about 5 a game. Logan Polash and Carson Kaiser average just under 2 assists per contest for the Tigers.
I was just going to mention when we talked about Adam Menk, he has 3 fouls, so he'll be back in the second half.
Yes.
But also Hayden Reddington for Berlin will be back.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how that affects the second half.
You know, the rebounding, we lost Mink, but Donovan, who was much smaller and just a 10th grader, came in and did his share of rebounding and knocking the ball away, flying around in that half-court defensive set for the Tigers, really presenting problems. And I think he stood out, as did other players. I mean, collectively, just a really nice first half-court defensive effort by the Tigers tonight.
Yeah.
And they got to keep that going. Got to keep it going. So they're down single digits. It was 6, and that three-point shot can make a difference going in at halftime. And so let's see, like you said, let's see what we're going to get here. Officiating is going to be key, or getting fouls is going to be key here for Ripon. They're they can't afford the fouls as much as Berlin can. I think Berlin's a little more physical, a little more deeper with what they bring to the table for their roster. So you can't have a Bradley picking up an early foul here to start the second half. And like I said, you heard me a couple of times. Polash, come on, man. You have the ability to create off the dribble. I dare say Brewer is getting close, the 10th grader Brewer, for creating off the dribble. But I really think it's the key there is Polash being able to do so.
How about a nice round of applause, for Sam Erickson and the band? They do a great job.
Sam the Bam Erickson. Yeah, enjoy what he gets out of what he's able to get out of. I see my neighbor. What he's able to get out of his players, literally his players, is great.
He does a great job.
I just found out my neighbor, she plays trombone. Did not know that. She's a really good leg, I think, on the track team.
Oh.
Their goal is to make it to state next year or this season.
Well,
here we go.
Berlin will get the inbound to start the second half. And there's an alley-oop to Reddington. And right away, Mink got a foul, his fourth.
Well, I don't know what you think you're doing.
But it was an alley-oop to Hayden Reddington. But
set play.
Yeah.
It was a back screen off the elbow, weak side, and nobody picked him up. Everybody was ball watching. Nobody knew where he was.
And Mink got caught with a fake, and he ended up touching the body of Reddington, and there's your fourth foul.
Yeah, you can get baskets back. You get shots back. You don't get fouls back.
Yeah. So anyway, Donovan is in the game for Ripon then, and then Aaron Bartle takes a nice basket off the right side.
Ripon worked it down by 6, almost going into the locker room, and now it's ballooned all the way back up to
that 3 at the half, and then Bartle's first 2 points here.
You got a lot of time here to work back at it.
There's Coots with the ball, and he'll go to Bradley. Tyler Brewer has it. Bounce passes it over to Coots. Brewer going to drive the lane, lost control of the dribble, but it was knocked out by Berlin.
Hey, if you're going to do that, you can't be turning it over. Got a break there. It's going to stay with them, but you can't be doing that.
Tough spot underneath the basket left side. But Brewer will inbound it, and he will go to Bradley, who's on the left baseline with a shot. Good, and he's fouled, or someone's fouled.
It was away from the ball, I think.
Yeah, let's see. It's going to be on Reddington.
Yeah, 21.
And he's looking like, oh boy, and that's his fourth personal. But Bradley does get the shot, little floater, left baseline.
My guess is he's weak side defense on that shot. He might have been possibly using his hands to swim through a defender.
And a technical against Hayden Reddington, and then he's done for the night because that'll be his 5th personal. So he will be done for the night.
And Reddington is so upset. He's thinking, I wasn't even involved in the play.
Well, it's Blake Bradley to get the 2 free throws, plus the Tigers with the ball. They got a chance to sneak back in, but Bradley misses the first. So he gets another. And this one is good. All right, so that puts the score 31-23. And Tyler Brewer will inbound it for the Tigers.
If they make a 3 here, it's still a 6-0 run.
Coots, Brewer, over to Polash. Drives into the lane, little jumper, in and out. And the rebound,
stop ball,
comes out there nicely by Bartle. And there's Dunbar for 3, right wing, hard off the iron. Polash the rebound. Left side Bradley fakes it, gives it back to Polash.
Nice take.
Little floater in the lane, little hard, gets his own rebound. Reverse up and good.
Great take. Got his defender in the air, and that's what gave him the penetration, and then the moxie to get his own missed shot.
Down to 6 again. Here is Hess, Bartle, Metoxen, Dunbar.
Good recovery by the Ripon defense.
Metoxen to Bartle.
Don't reach. Do not make it easy for the refs to blow that whistle.
There's Paskey. Another three, top of the circle. This one no good. And Polash the rebound.
They do have the size advantage, and they're yet settling for threes.
There's Brewer over to Bradley.
I think Brewer's addition into that starting five rotation just makes us so much more stronger with the ball and brings more offense.
Bradley with a fake shot, no good, gets his own rebound, and he was fouled on the loose ball.
Yeah, they're going to get Hess.
And that's Carter Hess's first personal. It'll be the second team. So Ripon will inbound underneath their basket, left side. And they go out on top.
Shot.
Bradley for three, top of the key, hard off the iron.
They got what they wanted.
Bartle got the rebound. And he's going to take it all the way up and stops on the wing. Bounce passes it here to Hess. He's in the lane. Goes, turns around, but shot is no good, but foul.
That'll go on Polash. Challenging the shot from behind.
Logan Polash's second personal, second team, and Carter Hess gets 2 free throws. And the first one is good. So he'll get one more.
I'm digging all those white shoes, all the same team color. See, I don't care if they're with white, black, purple.
The second one's missed, and Donovan just couldn't get a hold of the rebound. He ended up knocking it out of bounds. It'll stay with Berlin.
I tell you, he gets more comfortable on the offensive end of things next season, and he's going to be something.
There's Bartle in the lane, but he passes it out. Metoxen to Dunbar on the baseline. Paskey
straight up
has posted up. Bounce pass back to Hess for three. I'm sorry, to Metoxen for three.
Yeah.
And Metoxen got it. He has 2 threes tonight, 6 points. Now Brewer over here to Coots. Stops, goes back to Brewer. Here's Polash with it. Bounce pass was kicked away by Bartle.
To do a little fake there on Polash's, on his entry passes, I think he just telegraphs a little too much. I've seen a few knockaways tonight on his. Just use a little, look at this.
What a nice move by Caden Coots for 2.
Wow, that's an old sneaky play. That's usually an old man play. You kind of look off like you're looking to, who can I pass this ball to?
And then Dunbar misses the 3 in the left corner. And Ripon gets the rebound. Now Polash bringing it up for Ripon.
Chance to make this 6 or even better difference.
And there's Bradley with it. Faking, goes to Brewer. Right side Coots with it.
By the way, this game is being about as well as officiated as I've seen this year in this gym. Games that we've covered.
It has been a good one.
Very consistent.
Now Coots kind of stuck, and he throws it away to Hess. Fast break, up and in, Carter Hess. Back to a 10-point lead.
You'd work too hard to do those things.
And Blake Bradley backs in. Now Brewer drives the basket, lost control of the ball.
Now the last 2 times he's dribble drive down that left lane, he's lost the ball both times. The last time it did go off a Berlin player. But he's got to figure things out. We're doing a lot better passing that ball than we are dribble drive.
There's Bartle for 3. No good. Donovan the rebound to Blake Bradley, and we have a timeout by the Ripon Tigers.
Bradley calls for a full timeout on that. Next games for Berlin, they're going to be home. They'll stay in conference. They'll be taking on the Warriors from Ripon, the first place team, tied now with Plymouth for the first time this season. That'll be this Friday. And then their game after that will be right after that following Monday, February 10th. Berlin travels out of conference over to Laconia. Laconia's 14-2, and we know how good the Laconia girls program is. Ripon, meantime, is back in action on Friday. We'll bring you that game. That'll be the 7th, February 7th. The Wolves of Winneconne come into Ripon. That'll be the second time around. Ripon's going to try to see if they can get even in that series. having lost to them at Wayne County earlier in the season. And then Monday as well, Monday the 10th, they'll step out of conference. The Tigers will travel over and take on a Lion. We'll see how they can do, Tigers and Lions, oh my. The brilliant Lions, they're in a three-way tie right now for second place in that Eastern Conference at 6-3 in conference, 10-6 overall. Brilliant boys program is just an outstanding program year after year. And I think those three teams they're tied with are all chasing Ron Colley, which is the perennial power in that conference.
13-18 remains in the second half. Berlin 37, Ripon 27. And we're glad to have you here on the Ripon channel. There's a pass stolen away by Bartle. He'll just lay it up and in easily.
Well done. Well done. Ripon learns lessons the hard way, it seems. You don't have the passing angle. You get lazy with the ball.
Here's Carter Kissinger, who's into the game after the timeout. And there's Brewer making a move. Goes to the left corner with Bradley. Back to Brewer and Kissinger. Polash now on the right side. He'll dribble it into the right corner. It brings it back out. Kissinger and then Brewer.
Every time Ripon gets close,
Kissinger makes a move to the basket, drew a foul.
Nice job. Once again, last game I talked about him. I really enjoyed him as a football player. He's just an athlete. Whether he's playing basketball or wrestling, I suspect he's pretty darn good.
Fouls on Berlin's Ryder Bulin, the senior, second personal, fourth team. And as said, Carter Kissinger gets 2 free throws, and he makes the first one a little bit exciting, hard off the rim, but it bounced in.
I was going to talk earlier about every time Ripon makes a run, they get it down to a 2-possession game. You get a silly turnover, things like that. It's 12 and a half minutes left as he misses that second free throw. Ripon trailing by 11.
Bartle got the rebound, and he brings it up, went to the corner. And now driving into the lane was Bulin. Out to Metoxen. Bartle. Dunbar. Bulin again. Inside to Bartle. Left hand, no good. Donovan the rebound.
Great defense. That might have been Kissinger, I'm not sure.
Polash to Brewer. Kissinger into the lane. Shot no good, but he drew a foul. Good hustle, good play by Ripon.
Back-to-back times, Kissinger realizing I attacked the rim. Good things are happening here. He was 1 of 2 just seconds ago. And he walled up great, by the way. Missed that his second free throw, but he got down there on that fast break. Good enough to aggravate Bartle's shot enough to get him to miss at close range.
Blake Metoxen drew the foul, his first, team's 5th of the half. Compared that to Ripon has 2 team fouls. Ripon with 2 timeouts remaining. Berlin has 4. Second one by Kissinger is money.
Solid.
All right. Back to 10-point lead, 39-29.
They're going to win. If they're going to come back and make this exciting.
Inside to Paskey, shot no good. Rebound out of there by Kissinger.
Donovan, nice job.
And it's the Brewer to the basket, lays it up and in.
What a take.
Tyler Brewer.
Outlet pass by Polash to Brewer. Brewer was in his element on a wonderful crossover to his left.
And there's Hess, lost the ball. He got it to Kissinger to Polash, and a foul on Bartle on a hooking, yes.
Yeah, hooked him with the leg. And there's certain players you want with the ball in their hand in transition basketball. And Polash is as good as anybody on this ball club. Put Brewer up there as well.
Carter Hess just went off the floor. He sprained his ankle, so a new player in for Berlin was Ryder Bulin came back in.
So if Ripon's gonna climb back into this, it's gonna be on the defensive side of things.
Kissinger to the basket again, and he drew a foul.
3 times in a row for him. And he's figuring something out. It's 1-1 now.
Yeah.
So it was non-shooting. So he looked really good. He's 2 of 4 on his last 2 times to the charity stripe. His last shot was probably his best looking one. Let's see if he can get a feel for it now that he's getting multiple opportunities. Yeah.
First one's good.
That's how that last one looked prior to that.
Foul was on Adam Dunbar, his 3rd, team 7th.
Are we going to get this back down to 6 again?
Well, If he makes it, we will.
Let's find out.
Let's give it a shot, and looks good. And it is.
Literally a shot. Here we go. Berlin pulls away double digits. Ripon reels them back in, and they're doing it with one and done and good defense on the other end.
All right, Metoxen with the ball. He's on the wing right side. Paskey, Dunbar, Hewlin, Dunbar.
Just a really nice, scrappy effort by Ripon tonight.
Crossing the lane, Bartle took a shot, missed.
Looking
Brewer
at Bradley.
got the rebound. Bartle almost stole it, but Bradley got it back. Brewer got it back. Kissinger, a little out of control, driving to the basket, got bumped, and his pass to Bradley went out of bounds.
Hey, his last 3 possessions, hey, I'm going for it on the fourth time as well. Yeah, evened out that time.
Yeah.
Now, can they, after turning it over, can they get another stop?
Aaron Bartle will bring the ball up.
Coming down to 10.5 minutes remaining.
For the Indians.
Going with that high post.
Paskey had posted up. Metoxen 3, another one.
Had a good look.
I think he's 3 out of 3 from the three-point line.
I love the timeout right now.
Berlin just took a timeout.
Bradley, no, I think Ripon did, but I'm not sure.
No, it was Berlin.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
It's great. I think Ripon needed a timeout more than Berlin. I think Ripon is at a situation where they got to figure out in that half-court offense. You know, you got to pick your poison. Are we gonna try to double the post with Bartle when he goes down there? Or are we gonna try to play the good perimeter defense? Well, there's certain players that are hot with the 3-ball for Berlin. You just said it. You think he's made his last 3?
Yeah.
That would be number 3.
Metoxen.
Yeah. And so they got to figure something out on him, close out on him. Maybe let somebody else take the 3 against you. For Berlin if you are Ripon. But I like what I'm seeing here by this Ripon squad. We're seeing a good quality effort. We're not seeing one of those games where Ripon has that average, those 20 turnovers. They're doing for the most part a really good job of taking care of the rock.
That timeout came with 10:31 remaining in the second half.
All right.
Berlin 42, Ripon 33.
Now, Blake Bradley, we have not seen him get involved in the offense of late.
Shot no good. And rebounds out of there by James Paskey.
Good look. You need Polash, Bradley.
Buellin was underneath the basket. There's Metoxen for another 3. No good this time. Tipped out of there, though, to Berlin. There's another 3, top of the circle, no good. And rebound Paskey, he just muscled his way in there.
Well, that's what better example than talking about the size differential in this matchup. We talked about it a couple of times today.
He just muscled his way, and he got the ball in an easy layup. Turnaround by Kissinger's good.
Look at that. Nice to see from the senior.
He's had a good second half with 6 points. There's a 3, Metoxen.
Yeah.
Another one. 3 out of 4 tonight.
They're leaving the wrong guy open.
Yeah, and Metoxen's got 12. He's 4 out of 5 from the three-point line.
All of his threes, he's not being challenged. They are wide open on a one skip pass, and he's wide open.
There's Brewer with it. Bradley, left baseline.
That's going to go on Bartle.
And a foul on Berlin. Yep.
It was a nice ball screen after Brewer gave the ball up to his teammate Bradley. Bartle just tried to go right through the screen and got called for it.
His second personal, Bartle's 8th team, and Tyler Brewer will get a 1-and-1. But first, Adam Mink is going to return. That's Adam with the 4 fouls.
Well, and you also got, for Berlin, you got Carter Hess back in, too.
For Berlin, Hayden Reddington had fouled out. He just had 2 points tonight. And Brewer makes the first. Brewer with 5 points.
Yeah, what a rebound that was, beating our own Polash for Ripon out of that.
And Brewer gets the next one. 47-37 here on the Ripon channel. Here's Hess with it. Posting up his Paskey, back to Hess. He tried to go through 2
run the gauntlet,
Riponites.
and it didn't work out for him.
got a little travel in there, so the Tigers get the turnover. Polash to Blake Bradley, who will bring it up.
Going 4 across.
There's Brewer with it. Bradley,
nice
Mink,
pass.
Underneath the basket, shot no good. Bartle got the rebound.
Oh, Paschke with nice defense moved Mink's body right out of there.
There's Metoxen. Bartle, Bueller, Paschke in there, shot off glass, good. It's a good post up by James Paschke. Here's Kissinger driving the basket, off glass, good.
Tough move, and just created a monster here.
Yeah, in the second half.
Good for him.
Driving the basket was Hess, but it was a held ball. And Ripon possession. Good defense by the Tigers.
Yeah, they both walled up without reaching. I guess Mink has to be threatened by fouling out of a game with his 5th foul, and said, "Okay, I'll D up by the rules."
Well, he's going to sit down again, and Devin Donovan comes in.
Well, Donovan, you don't lose anything with Donovan out there.
Here's Polash, almost lost the dribble, gets it to Bradley in the corner, 3 good. Blake Bradley.
Down to 7. Lots of time, just under 8 minutes here in the Tiger Den against arch rival Berlin.
Here's Bartle with the ball. Going to drive the basket, baseline, lays it up and in. Tough play, good shot.
He's just good size, that spider body right over the top of the defender. Nice finish.
There's Polash to Bradley. Kissinger, Polash. At the free throw line, going to back in the lane. Going to bring it back out. Brewer, Kissinger. And here's Bradley. Kissinger going to make a move to the basket. Off glass again. No good. Donovan got the rebound, and he was fouled.
Yeah. Absolutely. He undercut him.
Yep, he did.
Possession is 9/10 of the law. On the long rebound, Donovan had the rebound, so when Paschke cleared him out underneath, it was an easy call.
So James Paschke, second personal, 9th team. And Devin Donovan, who has 2 free throws tonight, will get 1 + 1 if he makes the first. And he does.
Those are big. Everything's big now for Ripon. Good crowd tonight, as you would expect, on a relatively short drive against one of the older school rivalries in the state of Wisconsin. It's a top 20 rivalry, I know, in football.
That's short. Second one. And Dunbar runs the rebound down and gets it to Hess. And Hess will. Oh, Donovan with the steal.
Like I said, you don't lose anything
with
Donovan coming into the game.
I thought he had it, but bounced around. Berlin got possession. Now Bartle to the basket. A nice shot underneath. He laid it up and in, and he's fouled.
He just very, very crafty with the ball. Knows how to use his body. Grew up with 3 older brothers.
Every time the Tigers get a little closer, Aaron Bartle takes over for Berlin.
Yeah. The older Bartle brother played for Ripon College. I should say the oldest.
And he made the free throw. He was a good role player for the Red Hawks.
Exactly right. Baby brother here, the youngest, a lot more capability in the game of. Well, I'll tell you what. As a quarterback, I was very impressed with his game this last season, Bartle. And then he can sling it. And, basketball's impressive.
I was going to say the timeout comes with 6 minutes and 58 seconds remaining in the second half. Berlin has an 11-point lead over Ripon, 54-43. And it's been the Aaron Bartle show the second half.
So congratulations to the Plymouth Panthers for going into Waupun last Friday night and coming out with a win to hand Waupun their first conference loss of the season. Both teams at 6-1. Kettle Moraine Lutheran just 1 game behind them. And Berlin, if they hang on and win tonight, they'll be 2 games out of first place. So really bunching up with those top 4 teams in the conference.
Well, as we were talking, Marty, about Aaron Bartle. He has 17 tonight.
Yeah, and his average is 19, so he's pretty much a little ahead of record. But when his team needed it, some teammates in foul trouble, only one teammate really knocking down the threes, and what a job he's doing in the Toxin.
Here's Bradley for a three, left side, no good. And the ball comes out of there, kept alive by Donovan, picked up by Brewer, left corner three, good!
Nice job by Brewer. Way to go in there and follow that shot. Brewer, Donovan fighting for it.
Yeah, Donovan kept it alive, and it ended up to Brewer in the left corner deep, and he hit that three. That's that hot corner. All right, Dunbar posting up to Bartle in the lane, and
why would you reach?
A foul on Ripon.
Well, I don't understand. You got great defensive position. You feel compelled to take your left hand, and I'm just going to slap at the ball now.
Caden Coots got the foul, and it's his second, team's fourth. Paskey with it, here to Hess. Hess with Metoxen. Bartle driving the lane to the basket, lays it up, no good. Donovan strong for the rebound.
Brings so much to the table.
Here's Kaiser. Had it knocked out of bounds to Ripon.
Get that ball into Bradley's hands or Brewer's hands. That's who should be bringing that ball down. Polash is in now.
And who's coming out? It's going to be Carson Kaiser.
4 crossed. Under 6 minutes, Ripon trailing by 8.
Brewer to inbound, and he goes out to Bradley, who's on the right wing. Bradley goes now to Coots, backs his way into the basket for 2.
Made it look easy, didn't he? And he muscled his way in there and knew exactly what he was doing. Impressive.
Down to 6 again. We've had this happen numerous times tonight. Let's see if the Tigers defense can hold off.
You don't think a stop here would be huge? Got him on the hook. That's on Polash. That'll be his 3rd. Am I right?
You are correct.
Usually I'm wrong. 50-50.
Logan's 3rd, team's 5th. 5:30 remaining in the second half. Bartle gets the inbound.
Don't go that far out. He's not going to shoot from there. You got to guard that three-point line.
Hess to the basket, up and in, left side.
That's the difference between being juniors and seniors.
Here we go, Polash with it, over to Brewer. 3, top of the circle, no good. The rebound to Paskey, and
what do we got?
Looks like they're going to call Donovan for a personal foul. For Devin, that's his 2nd, and team 6th. He went to the floor, even though Paskey had control of the ball, and the official way out on top called it.
I know what you were thinking. No harm, no foul. Let's play. Here we go. Need a stop.
Bartle in the lane. Gonna lay it up on a little floater, and the rim was friendly.
His size with that sleeve length, we've talked about it all evening. What an advantage over this short-statured Tiger team.
You get it to 6, and then a couple trips down, it's 10. Brewer with a 3, no good. And now we're going to have a Berlin foul on Donovan as he pushed him out.
Well, what happens is Donovan is a pest. He gets into you, he bothers you, he rubs you, and the next thing you know, you find yourself pushing away. Get away from me, you son of a gun. And that's what happens.
For James Paskey, 3rd personal, 10th team. So now Ripon shoots 2 the rest of the game. Devin Donovan misses the first.
So important. So important. Now
Mink comes back in and Coots goes out.
Just a 10th grader. Donovan. Bradley, a 9th grader. Brewer, also a 10th grader.
Second one's good by Devin. All right, now Ripon with a little press.
1-2-2.
Bartle gets it across easily. Dunbar 3, left corner, no good. Rebound to Mink.
One and done. Took a quick shot.
Oh, Bradley's pass stolen by Bartle.
You don't think he was reading your eyes?
He's going to take it right up, and he's fouled by Brewer. Yeah.
Good foul.
Oh.
Hey, guys, got to be learning these lessons here about talk about it in football all the time. Well, it's just as true in basketball. And Bartle read Brewer's eyes like a cheap dime store novel.
So it's 1-1 for Bartle. No, I take that back. I guess he called it on the shot.
Oh, yeah, he was definitely shooting.
So that was Brewer's first, team 7th. And Bartle misses the first. He'll get a second. And that's long.
Yeah.
Rebound Mink.
Isn't that interesting?
To Polash.
You
missed both
you don't
of them.
see Patchke on the floor very often.
Mink
tonight.
to the basket, strong, and he's fouled on the play. Missed the shot.
Did that look like a guy that's been sitting most of the game and is frustrated?
He hasn't
can't
even
wait to get the ball in his hands. You think?
He hasn't even broke out a sweat yet.
No. Well, actually, I think he did in pregame warm-up, maybe a little.
Maybe.
Yeah.
All right, so Adam Mink gets 2 free throws.
No,
he's had a tough night.
Oh, yeah, anytime you get in early foul trouble. That Berlin game we did, the leading scorer for the Berlin girls would be another example of hardly saw the court, and then she'd get out there, and then she had foul before you could even get your left foot onto the court.
Oh, man.
And that Berlin coach, it was a little.
Mink hit both.
Here we go.
Down to 7, 58-51. Again, Ripon on the press.
Coach Bradley making Berlin think a little bit, change the pace on the game.
Hess, Dapaski, Metoxen for 3. Another one.
All night long. He's something. What a great looking.
Oh.
That one was about as towering as I've seen.
He is 5 out of 6 at the 3-point line. Blake Metoxen.
See, Donovan's not looking for a shot.
There's a long 3 by Bradley, no good. Brewer run down the rebound to Polash.
Below 4 minutes now.
Mink posted up, missed the shot. Donovan got the rebound, but he's going to be fouled on the play. So Donovan will go to the line again.
Talked about it in the first half when Mink went out early with foul trouble and Donovan came in. I said, you don't lose anything. And in fact, in many respects, you gain with this activity on defense around the ball.
You lose the height, and that's so really about it.
And height, if you know what you're doing, Donovan's getting a share of rebounds.
Yeah, he is.
So it's the offense. In other words, he's got to get more comfortable with the ball in his hands on rebounding, not bring it down to your waist. On free throw shooting, he's got to improve that by 15, 20 points. And he can do that next year.
Yep, he missed both there. So now it's Bartle with it. 3:30 remaining in the second half.
Yeah, up by 10 because of that devastating 3 by Metoxen.
And there's another one. This time, no good.
Why not?
The rebound.
It's all going in.
Yeah.
Not a smart play by them, but I get it. He's been hot.
Bradley for 3, no good. And Mink on the loose ball gets his 5th personal. He'll be done for the evening. So Adam Mink fouls out with 3 points tonight.
Hardly played tonight. The good news is he'll have fresh legs and lungs for the next game.
Which is what, Friday night?
Friday night. We'll be back here.
Or is it Thursday?
Before that,
Friday night.
Before that, we'll be here. The men play Friday. The girls will be playing Thursday against. Do they have Winneconne Thursday? And then the Ripon boys have Winneconne Friday, maybe? We'll have to see.
And then the girls play Saturday.
Saturday afternoon non-conference against those Hornets of Marquezan. 1:30 game. We'll talk about that later in the week, Thursday night, find out if we're going to bring you that Saturday afternoon game.
Bartle made the first.
I wasn't aware of that. I was going to make chili, maybe do some ice fishing. Sounds like I could be sitting up here.
Well, you can always make chili afterwards, or 8 o'clock in the morning. Here's Polash with a shot, and the baseline no good. Bartle runs down the rebound.
Ball just not falling for Ripon now, down the stretch.
Now Bartle gets it to the front court, going to drive to the basket. But goes to Dunbar for 3. Missed it, air ball. Paskey the rebound,
Travel.
He's on the ground.
Oh, they're going to call a push.
They're going to call a push by Caden Coots.
Now we know why he traveled.
Yeah, I think he did push him. 9th team foul, and 1-1 for James Paskey, who's had 8 points tonight.
So Berlin will be at Waupun this Friday night, and Ripon will be at home with Winneconne Friday night.
Shot is good, the free throw.
But before that, we'll bring you Thursday night's game with the Ripon high school girls. And that great win off of upsetting Berlin. Definitely an upset win last week.
Second one is good.
This is maybe the best effort we've seen by the Ripon boys this season.
They played,
where you're, certainly the underdog.
There's Bradley for three, no good. Bartle the rebound again. Berlin up by 13. There's a foul by Bradley.
Stops the clock.
And this time it'll be 2 free throws for Aaron Bartle.
So I know Ripon's they're not going to win this game. They're going to go in the locker room. The coaching staff, I'll tell you right now, is thinking, we saw a lot of good things here.
Yeah, I think so.
First and foremost, effort. The effort tonight by Ripon. They got shot out of a cannon, had to settle a few things early offensively, and then they were fine the rest of the game. It's the defense for Ripon as Berlin hits their season average of 66 with 2.5 minutes left in the game. It's the defense by Ripon tonight without question. Their half-court defense is the best effort I've seen going against a much larger team.
How many times, Marty, have we seen, the Tigers start the game, they get down by 10, and then the next thing you know, they're down by 18. But tonight, they fought back within 6.
Multiple times. Multiple times, down double digits, get it down to a half dozen. It was a whack-a-mole. It was a up and down seesaw game. They say basketball is a game of runs. Well, we certainly saw that tonight. But they couldn't get over the mountain. But what you're seeing here, we saw the interjection of Brewer into the starting lineup. It's not so much that you're starting, but you're getting more floor time. You're getting more minutes. Brewer has demonstrated that he's strong with the ball. Yeah, when he turns sideways, you don't see him. Another year of growth will take care of that. But that doesn't bother him, does it? He dribble drives. He's got a nice-looking jump shot, a good 3-ball. And it brings more artillery, if you will, and ball security to the team when he's on the court, along with the likes of a Polash and a Bradley and guys like that. And then tip your hat also tonight to Carter Kissinger. Somebody forgot to remind him that, hey, you're not supposed to be doing all this razzle-dazzle drive to the basket. And really nice job tonight by Carter.
All right, so we're at the 2:30 mark. Here's another 3, no good by Brewer this time.
Yeah, they're just not falling now for Ripon.
Yeah. Bartle's just going to.
They've missed their last 5 threes, I'll say.
Bartle will take it, dumps it off. Dunbar, Paskey, Metoxen.
Yeah.
Paskey. Ripon's going to be ball chasing now. Here's Hess backing it in. Oh, stolen away by Brewer. But then stolen back by Bartle, who brings it out to Hess, who travels with it.
Brewer is learning a lesson tonight about his outlet passing.
Yeah.
And that everybody knows where he's going with it. That can be corrected really easy in their next practice.
All right, here comes Bradley with it to Polash. Brewer for 3, top of the key. Good! Tyler Brewer. And Ripon will take a timeout. They have 1 remaining now after this. At 1:47 remaining in the second half. It is Berlin 66, Ripon 54.
Yeah, I'm Berlin. I'm pulling my offense out. I'm taking the air out of the ball. I'm going to pull out, and I'm going to make Ripon come out, and then I'll attack. I'll attack with their extended Ripon defense is what I'm going to do. But I'm not the Berlin coach, so we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
It's been a fun game to bring to you tonight on the Ripon channel.
One thing, what was it? Carter Hess went off the floor with a sprained ankle, and I see he came back, so he got that wrapped up.
Yeah, we call that twitching it.
Yeah.
It's a twitch. Yeah. I could have written a book on ankles. Torn everything from the middle of the calf all the way down. Yep, my ankles are so bad, they're arthritic, they're so bad, I can roll it just walking, and it doesn't even hurt. Yeah, since I was an 8th grader, way back in, 1907. Yeah, yeah.
Well, I've been blessed with good joints, so I haven't had that problem. All right, Berlin will inbound, and now what? We're going to try it again.
Wanted to get clarification with his partner.
I guess so. Okay, now we're going to try it again. And it's going to be Metoxen inbound.
Trap that first pass.
To Bartle, Metoxen into the center. Paskey, Hess.
And they press breaker looked good.
Metoxen.
Ripon doing a good job defensively after getting beat in the full court press of getting back in the half court defense. And they're going to say too much Brewer.
Tyler Brewer, second personal, 10th team. Now Berlin shoots 2.
Metoxen will be back next year, one of those 4 starting juniors for the Indians. It'll be him, Carter, Hess, Reddington, and Paschke. They must have been a formidable travel team as youth in tournaments.
Tell you what, Metoxen doesn't shoot a lot, but he made 5 out of 7 from the three-point line, and he's 1 out of 2 at the free throw line.
That reminds me of Bryn Carlson, that your comment. Doesn't shoot the 3 a lot, but quite effective when she does.
Oh.
Nice pass.
Inside to Bradley, triple team. Bartle stole it away.
Boy, that was a good
Donovan steals it back.
What a player.
Tries to get it to somebody. But what do we have?
Well, we got timeout called. Ripon
Yep.
ball.
And it is going to be a timeout.
It's their last one, according to
you. Boy.
I love it. This Andy Bradley played in these games, rivalry games. Berlin, Andy, a really good shooter, the head coach, was a good shooter. First game I ever coached, first game he ever played, 4th grade at Randolph. It ended in a 22-22 tie because we got off to a late start.
Oh, yeah.
And the 5th graders were waiting to play. So in that game, I put a kid in, and he just started running with it like a running back going through the 2-hole, no dribbling. And my assistant coach has got the big recording VCR thing, VCH thing, and he's there's some funny memories there. That little elementary gym in Randolph is so small.
It is.
Once you get over the timeline, they have another
line that you can go back to. Right?
Yeah, and then your three-point line doesn't make it to the inside the baseline. It runs the 3. You run out of real estate with the three-point line in the corner. Good memories. Hugh Roberts, what a man.
All right, so Ripon will get the ball, and they are down by 13, coming up on 1 minute to remaining in the second half. Bradley, long 3, looks short again. He's been short most of the night. Bradley again for another 3, and this time short again. And
that usually is a pretty good sign that your legs are gone.
Bartle ran down the rebound. And Bartle, it's stolen by Donovan. And Donovan is going to bounce past it to Brewer. Back to Polash, but it was stolen then by Hess.
Don't let him dunk it.
And a foul by Caden Coots.
Good. That's his best foul of the night right there. You do not let Bartle do a two-hand flush. Something tells me Bartle can do a two-hand flush pretty impressively.
So the Indians get 2 free throws here with 36.2 remaining. And the first one's good.
So Coach Bradley and his boys with a good effort tonight. They'll be off until Friday evening.
And the second is good.
And we'll bring you that game. And then the girls will bring you their game Thursday evening before the boys' game.
Bradley left baseline, little floater, no good.
Yep.
Bartle the rebound. And Bartle will go to Metoxen. I thought he was going to shoot up another 3.
Yeah.
But he decided against it. So then Bartle going to back off with 15 seconds to go, and I think that's going to do it.
Yeah, when that rim looks like about the size of the state of Texas when you're shooting 3s.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, now you know why Metoxen's jersey number is 3, right?
And that's the final score of Berlin 69 and Ripon 54. And basically both teams got their average tonight. So
good job, Ripon.
So with the victory, the Berlin Indians go to 4-3 in the conference and 11-5 overall. For the Ripon Tigers with the loss, 0-8 in the conference, 2-17 on the season. So scoring, again, Berlin was 69. It was 16 points for Blake Metoxen. 14 points for Carter Hess. 22 points for Aaron Bartle, 2 for Hayden Reddington. It was James Paskey with 10, Adam Dunbar with 5.
I'm giving him a souvenir, my autograph on a Berlin roster.
For the Ripon Tigers, Carter Kissinger, he had 8. Caden Coots with 4. It was Tyler Brewer with 12. Devin Donovan 4. Blake Bradley had 13. Logan Polash had 10. Adam Mink with 3. And so that is your scoring here tonight. Again, the final. Berlin Indians 69, Ripon Tigers 54. So, Marty, what did we learn tonight?
We talked about it during the game, primarily in the second half. Ripon, maybe their best defensive effort collectively on the season of the games that we have broadcast to you here in the Tiger Den, without question. We're seeing Tyler Brewer, his emergence into the scheme of things with Coach Bradley. We're seeing Donovan, who has been one of those sixth men off the bench this season. I knew earlier in the year, in that first game that we did this year against Omro, when I saw that kid, I realized what we had, and what a great effort he had tonight on rebounding and stealing and being a pest. Good to see. We're going to be back in action here Thursday night with the Ripon High School girls. I think they're playing Winneconne. And then Friday night we'll be back here with the boys, right? The same team with the Winneconne boys on Friday night.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you to Nyla and Patrick. Good job tonight.
Yes, indeed.
We appreciate their hard work.
We do.
And we thank you for watching and listening here on the Ripon channel. Our final score, the Berlin Indians 69, the Ripon Tigers 54. For Marty Ernzer, I'm Lynn Krause. Thank you for watching and listening. And you have been watching and listening to Ripon High School Tigers boys basketball